Hi, I'm Brandon. I love Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark Christmas movies, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Wow, wow, wow.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it's a big week, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's a big week.
I've been hearing that for weeks now.
This is the week, right?
This is a big week.
No,
This is a
not
big week.
unfortunately.
This is a
And
big
next
week.
week's a big week.
Yeah.
The week after that,
Big week.
Slightly smaller week.
but no, still big. And then after that, it starts to wind down.
We wind it down.
Yes.
That's right.
You can't stay
We're
big
over
all the time.
halfway, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
We've
no,
watched
we
some-
are.
We
We
gotta be.
gotta.
We
We-
gotta
that's how
be.
math
You gotta
works.
think.
It's like a
You
feeling.
gotta feel like we're close.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, that's the day. You
for,
got it.
all the children out there that are listening
All
on
the
their way to
children.
maybe they're
Last
on
day
the
of
bus.
school for the week.
For many are saying last day of school for them. So lots
Many
of,
are saying.
lots of kids.
This just in.
Lots of kids. Apparently,
Just had a bus drive by.
apparently,
Many kids.
apparently out in Anderson County, they're off for the week.
So
already.
the school I used to work at,
Private
What?
schools can do whatever they
yeah,
want
they
to.
can do
Yeah,
whatever they
I
want.
guess
That's right.
so.
Back in my day, we went all
You
week.
said it.
Yeah,
We
right
went
up till
on Thanksgiving. We went there on Thanksgiving,
give
and
thanks.
we had to give thanks, and it was
Yeah.
the whole thing. Nowadays, kids just do whatever they want to. It's
Guess
crazy.
so.
But for the kids out there that are listening on the bus, hello,
Hello.
behave,
Sit down.
and congrats, you've made it. The last day of school until
I
Thanksgiving.
love the idea of kids on the bus
listening to
Go
our
around and
podcast.
getting the AirPods out to listen
Yeah.
to Deck the Hallmark.
Yeah, I gotta hear
I don't
what
think it
they're-
happens in a single AirPod around the country, but I love the idea
Well,
of it. I love it.
if it does, shoot us an email. Let us know
Yeah.
that you're listening
Float
on
us
the
a
bus.
contact.
You child that listened to Deck the Hallmark in the bus, shoot us an email. Please.
Or a DM.
DM, slide into our DMs.
They gotta have Wi-Fi on buses by now, right?
Yeah,
They could
sure.
just-
On school buses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ride the bus?
Yeah.
Growing
Middle
up,
school through high school. Yeah.
We've talked about that. You guys have talked about this.
I
Because
love it.
I've never
I feel
ridden the
like-
bus in my life.
It's
Man,
dangerous.
you missed out.
Dangerous out there.
It's dangerous. Speaking of dangerous fun, Christmas movie magic. Christmas movie magic is on sale. Now, I'll say it. Amazon, you suck.
Whoa. He said
whoa,
it.
whoa. Amazon sucks alert.
Amazon, you suck. I don't know all the ins and outs, but this game currently, as of this moment of recording, not on Amazon. Got taken off, a whole snafu, but it is still...
You saying we broke the internet?
broke-
We broke
You broke
Amazon.
Amazon.
Amazon
They couldn't
said-
keep up
Thanks,
with the
listeners.
orders.
Amazon said that we can't do it. And so what we have done is we've made our website go back to where you could buy it during the marathon, which is directly from us, and we will get it to you. We'll
Yeah,
get
we
it
will.
to you as quick as
Yeah.
humanly possible.
That's right.
Until Amazon gets their ducks in a row and figures that out. So deckthehallmark.com/game.
And their dishes together, if
You
you
can
know
buy
what I'm
it
saying.
directly from us. We don't have the shipping capabilities that Amazon does, so it might be a little bit longer.
But
than
still gonna
2
get
days.
it to you.
Still gonna get it to you
Yeah.
very quickly. Christmas Movie Magic available right now. We'd love for you to play it. We would love for you to share it. And we would love for you to email if you know Jeff Bezos personally.
Yes.
If you could get us on the horn with him.
Yeah. You on the bus.
That'd be great. You on the bus. Maybe Jeff Bezos' kid listens to us on the bus on the way to school.
Yeah.
Because Jeff's kid makes his
Seems
kid
plausible.
ride the
Jeff
bus.
Bezos' kid's definitely riding a school
Definitely
bus.
riding a school bus.
Yeah.
A bus.
So-
AirPods in, listen to Deck the Hallmark.
But it's a ton
gonna
of
get back
fun.
to 'em.
It's a ton of fun. We'd love for you to play it. Christmas Movie Magic. It's available right now.
No.
So go get some.
Yeah.
Christmas, get some. That's
Get
right.
some. That's right.
You get it. We're talking three wiser men and a boy. is what
Yeah,
we're
we
talking
are.
About.
Big show.
It's a big show.
Big
It's
show,
a big
big
week.
week.
It is
Yeah.
a big
It's
week.
a big week.
It is
Yeah.
a
It's a
big
big
week.
week.
We should
Yeah.
mention that. What a big week.
And I just want to say this, a lot of people are being like, what are you guys doing? How are you doing it? We're doing it real good. Our reviews for this week's movies, the Thanksgiving
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
we start pushing those suckers out on Sunday.
That's
You can
right.
expect our holiday
Holiday
touchdown
touchdown
review to
review.
come out on Sunday.
Yeah.
Watch it Saturday night and then tune in Sunday morning.
And if you can't wait,
We're efficient.
if you can't wait to get that review, if you were a double decker, you're going to probably get that review even earlier.
You can watch the movie, chat along with the double deckers, and then you can enjoy us our recording of it, the episode right afterwards.
Right afterwards. Whew.
Kidding me right now?
You kidding me right now?
Kidding me right
So
now?
Tech is crazy.
Giving it away.
Oh my
BrainwellGymPlus.com.
Big week.
It's a
It's a big week. Happy
and
Thanksgiving.
Sunday's next week, but this week is
this
big
week is
too.
huge.
That's right. This is also
This is a big week as well.
Three Wiser Men and a Boy is what we're talking about. The much anticipated sequel to last year's Three Wise Men and a Baby. The baby is now a boy. The men are now wiser. It originally premiered on Hallmark Channel on November 23rd, 2024, and it went a little something like this. That's the wrong button. Those are crickets.
How'd it go?
A robot.
What else you got over there?
It's been 5 years since the first movie, and Luke is living the dad life, looking much older. As you can tell, Andrew Walker's never looked
Andrew Walker
better.
looking tough, man. Dad life's been hard on
It's tough
him.
for him. He's forgetting to put out the trash and stuff.
Oh, what a guy.
Stefan
Yep.
has moved on from being a pet psychologist to working with humans as well. He's doing a press tour for his new book, including a radio show with some great sound effects. That's exactly right. And Taylor is still running Tailored Games, but is struggling to find a distributor for his new game, and it's leading to some problems for him. Luke is 42. Yeah, he's 40. Just is his birthday. 42.
I don't know about you.
Juggling. I'm feeling 42. Get yourself a little cane. You might be needing two.
Yeah, man.
You mean candy cane?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Juggling fatherhood is tough for him.
Big week.
Juggling
For you children on the school bus.
Well, it's not actually. This is their last day on the school bus.
Oh, this is it. This is it. That's right.
Juggling fatherhood has been tough for him while still trying to be fire chief. Things are kind of getting lost in the ochres a little bit there, but he's feeling a bit left out from the younger crew because he's just so torn. He's spread so thin.
You're a little late.
I'm a little
already torn.
Speaking of being left out, Taylor is being left out of his building. And by that, I mean being evicted. Let me try another one. Speaking of being left out, Stefan's girlfriend feels left out and neglected because she keeps thinking that he's going to propose, but he does not. The brothers all meet up at their mom's for dinner and accidentally destroys Thomas's Christmas show's sets. They go to pick him up, and the set for the play gets absolutely destroyed. They are shocked to find out that their mom is dating Pastor Roy, a big week for pastors, and they decide the best way to deal with it is by spending the holidays at mom's place. The brothers are called to the principal's office and told that since they broke the set, they now have to buy the show. In other words, they have to direct the play. The only problem is that a lot of the kids have dropped out, and also they've never directed anything in their lives. And so, and they have to build the set again from scratch, the one that they destroyed. They also have to do it while wearing candy cane costumes because they lost at Pictionary. Don't ask. Taylor finds himself falling for the volunteer helping with the music. Her name is Caroline. And as the brothers point out, she is a female version of Taylor. They go out on a date to an arcade. They do the Dance Dance Revolution Christmas edition and have an amazing time. They almost kiss, but they are interrupted by the brothers who have brought all the kids to the arcade for a good time. The brothers are trying to get the kids ready for the play, but they are failing. So they call in Mark Leclerc to help, because if anybody can do it, it's him. He's doing great. The stage looks Christmassy, but maybe too Christmassy because the decorations cause a small fire. That's pretty embarrassing, seeing as how we got the chief of fire there.
The chief of fire.
The chief of fire, as you will.
He's in charge of all the fire.
That's exactly right. The boys initially blame Pastor Roy because obviously, but then they realize that it's them that have messed up. They done goofed. Taylor realizes that he made a mistake with Caroline and goes to make things right with her, and they share a big kiss. The play happens, and it is a big hit despite Stefan getting stuck in the air. The kids really bring it home, though. The movie ends with the brothers doing the dance again from the first one. Maybe you've seen it half a dozen times over the course of the year on social media. And they celebrate Christmas together, and they are cool with Pastor Roy shacking up with Mom. And that, my friends, was Three Wiser Men and a Boy.
We did it.
We did do it. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll break this movie down. We'll have a good time doing it. Here on
Deck the Hallmark.
Hello. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking Three Wiser Men and a Boy here on Thanksgiving Tuesday, as I like to call it, because every day this week is a day for thanks. I'm thankful for Brian.
Thank you.
I'm thankful for Aaron. It's time to break down Three Wiser Men and a Boy. Let's do it with 4 segments. That's what I propose.
I love that plan,
Let's start
Brian.
with the hot take. It is where we share exactly how we felt about this movie. We do not hold back. And I will start with you, Brian. Brian, what did you think of the sequel, our first sequel of the holiday
year,
season?
yeah.
The holiday season. That's
Three
right.
Wiser Men and a Boy.
Funnies, check.
Funnies check.
Complicated family stuff, check. Didn't overdo the dance routines, check.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I think
Okay.
we did just fine. That was entertainment. One of my faves of the year, possibly my favorite of the year.
Wow.
Better than the first one. So many things that I liked about this. So many things that I liked. The Taylor working the coffee shop was great. I don't know if that's
It's a funny gag.
It's a funny gag.
a funny gag.
It's not, it's not revolutionary. It's funny. It
It's
works
just also
really well.
not fully fleshed out. Like it was a great idea,
Yeah.
but I feel like they didn't quite get there with it.
Well, they
It
had
was-
other stuff to do probably.
Okay.
But yeah, they could have done more
Yeah.
there for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
The piano playing sequence where he and Caroline meet, I didn't see that coming. That felt very like, I don't know, outside of the world of the Hallmark movies. The rock music, just like all the innuendo, really funny. That caught me off guard. Really like that. They ruined the set, destroying the set. That happened really early on. I really like that. I thought that was fun. I feel like they didn't hold back either. Like they really destroyed that thing. So that was really fun.
Like you with the hot take. You don't hold back.
Thanks,
That's
man.
how you scalding. hot take.
And
yeah.
Leclerc, I feel like in this movie where Leclerc came in, it was at the perfect time. Like the energy of the movie needed that infusion of what he brought at that moment. And I don't know. It was almost at a point where I think I was like literally reaching for my phone just to goof around, and he came on the screen and I put it right down. I was like, oh boy, this is great.
It's a no goof
Phenomenal.
time.
Yeah, so no goof time. And then Taylor giving Steph the grump because he didn't know the lines, which I'm sure maybe it was because he was being the big good brother, but I'm pretty sure it was just because he didn't know the lines. And just a really funny little bit. There were lots of really funny things.
That was the funniest moment of this movie.
It was great.
Is when he says, "I don't know the lines,"
Yeah.
and he said, "I
didn't either.
That made me
Phenomenal.
legitimately
Really good
laugh out
delivery.
It
loud.
almost
Yeah,
felt
it was
ad-lib
perfect.
too. It almost felt like
Yeah, it was perfect.
So it was just so many things, and they left a lot of things open. Like there's a lot of room here for
There's a lot of rum.
A lot of
A
rum
lot of
here
room for
more.
a third one.
My big thought after
Three
this was
wisest men.
the wisest men. My
Four wisest men.
And a teenager.
Yeah.
I mean, we just could go on forever and ever.
Yeah.
My biggest thought was, I hope it's not. They could obviously do another one of this and a couple more. What would be really cool is like a limited series version of this. Like, I don't think it
Full
needs to
House almost.
go sort of like that. Like
Got
let's just
three guys living together.
That's right. Bring them all together. I mean, it's just, I feel like there's a way to
Kill
do it
Tom.
where-
Kill Thomas's mom.
Yeah, get her out of there. She'll get married off.
Yeah,
we don't need her.
She's
We don't-
barely in the movie
Yeah,
anyway.
so she'll be
And
gone
then
on
you
a
could literally
honeymoon.
do a Full House type thing.
Yeah,
with
they're
the
all
uncles
hanging
and
together. Absolutely,
You could do something.
And I thought that would be, I feel like, taking it to the next level versus just doing another movie version, which I'm sure it'd be great. That'd be fun to do. But I think doing something different with it, spinning it a little differently for next year, would be really fun. And they left it open to a lot of possibilities. So one of my favorites, if not my favorite of the year so far.
Just not going to give that away. Just refuses to give a seminal statement on.
Is it your favorite? What do you have at Duke It Out?
Because he
with?
didn't do it.
It's Carol for Two is
Carol
up
for
there.
Two.
But
Yeah.
I think
That's right.
This is probably
Oh, we've also got movies
Carol
that
for
haven't come
Two.
out yet. I
Carol
see what's
for
going
Two.
on. Yeah. I got you. Yeah. Fair. Yeah, I got sneak.
there you go. Let it out, man.
Bingo.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I have a tough time. I had
Brain
a tough
wasn't
time.
big on this movie. I'm going to let you know right now.
No, that's not true. I had a tough time ranking this one last year, and I have a tough time because it's its own thing. You
It
know,
is
it's
very
like
much its own thing.
these three guys
It's
are
unique, yeah.
doing funny times, and you know, it's one of those ones where unless you are a fan of these three and of the network and are like kind of in on it, I don't know how much this movie works for you, but as somebody who loves these actors and is invested in the network, of course this is gonna work. It's funny. You know, they're doing to your point. They do all the bits. We love the bits. I could do without the dance ever
Oh my
again, but I
gosh,
know I'm in the
please
minority
stop
there.
with the
I know
dance.
people really like the dance, and so what can you do? But yeah, I don't know how to rank this movie in comparison to all of the other original movies that we've gotten so far, because it's almost like this is in a totally different category and league. That's just tough to rank it against other movies that are kind of standalone. This is, to your point, it feels even almost like a sitcom. Like it's just kind of its own thing. And so I will never say no to another one of these movies. I think that these three clearly have great chemistry together, have a great dynamic, and are great. Like, so much funny, just timing, the way that they say things is exactly how you would expect three brothers to talk to each other. I think that they crush that brotherly dynamic. And so, yeah, funny movie, a good time. I just don't really know what to do with it. So, and I don't know what I will do with it. I think I gotta go to the war room and pray about it. But personally, this is a really funny movie, but there are so many other movies that have aired so far this year that I would watch ahead of this one, because it just feels different and isn't what I'm necessarily looking for. But it's very funny and very good. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. Dan?
So 2 years ago, I ranked this movie third overall behind Hall at the Holly and Ghost of Christmas Always. And I said the three leads have chemistry and it's really, really funny. I felt like they all three didn't need these love stories they were trying to tie together. It felt overstuffed and unnecessary. And they fixed all that in this one. And somehow I think the movie's worse. And I don't know how. The only thing I can figure is this movie does concentrate more on the humor. And I think it's better written than the first one. I think it's legitimately a better written movie. But it just suffers from some of the stuff that all sequels suffer from. You're doing the same thing. Again, they don't really reach to do anything differently. In fact, it's less about the kid, if anything. The movie is hardly about this child at all. But yet we still have a dance scene, a scene in the van, a scene, we have all of these. Mark Clark's got to show back up. Like they go through the paces of the first movie again. They took out the stuff I didn't really like about the first one. They added stuff that I did like, but yet there's some diminishing returns here. And I say that, and I'm very disappointed by that, because I was very, very highly anticipating this movie as a movie that I thought was going to be probably the best of the year. And these three leads still have great chemistry. I don't think there's any way around it. I will echo the echo of that echo of everyone on the panel up here by saying these three in a movie together, you're going to get enough laughs to make it worth your while. I don't think there's any question about that. But I found myself feeling as though this was just redundant. I found myself feeling like I was watching The Lost World in Jurassic Park. Like, it's just, how do we get the same situations again to do the laughs again? Like, I would have preferred them to try something new. Obviously it is three wiser men and a boy. You're going to have some similarities, but the fact that they're rehashing family dynamics, they're doing the dance again, they're going through the same paces of where am I in my career? Like, I found myself wanting more out of this movie, and I guess that's a really strange feeling to have with a Hallmark movie, because you're so used to it being like you expect a 0 of 10, and I don't think that's fair, but I also think that's what it was. So this movie had some laughs in it. Listen, there's a movie we've not reviewed yet for this podcast, but we've all watched, called Christmas on Call. Erica Tovley in that movie plays a semi-serious character. He has a scene outside of a person's house where someone calls him Magnum, like Magnum PI, and he doesn't like the gentleman, but he's so taken aback by the compliment that he rubs his mustache. And that's funnier than anything in this movie. And you need to. I need you to be. I need to be very clear about that. That
Eric Tuvley is the funniest guy on
that
the network
one-
right now.
that
you
one-
would you disagree?
that one.
That what?
Eric Tuvley is the funniest person on this network.
Yeah, it's not even close.
His comedic
Are
timing
you
is on
freezing
a
on
different.
this?
Yeah, no, he is phenomenal. Absolutely. I'm trying to think of who would do that stuff better. No, he's probably the best one with the timing and
Funny
the
guy.
unsummingness of
Funny
him.
guy.
Really funny. And
But-
you get to do a range of so many different things.
So this movie does have laughs in it, and I love the addition of Aaron Karpluk, I believe is how you say her name. I think
is that who plays Caroline?
Yes.
Caroline.
I think she does a great job. I think the most inventive part of this movie was trying to like do a female Tyler Hines thing. And I thought that was a fun swing that this movie took. It's really the only swing the movie takes. The idea
Well,
that these
that's what I was
three-
going to say. I was going to say, your point of last year, your critique about we just don't need any of the romance. I actually,
Kinda
in this
right.
case, needed
Yeah,
more of it.
It's
Because
a
her
circuitous way of me saying, I think I was just wrong. Like they did
Yeah.
everything I asked for. I just think I was wrong. I
Yeah.
think like the fact that I thought the last movie was overstuffed and just like lean into the bits, man. And then this movie has all the beats of the first movie, but leans into the bits and the family stuff. And I don't know. I would have almost rather seen a Tyler Hines, Aaron Karpluk movie with these other two guys in the background. Having said all that, if you watch this movie and see the chemistry of Hines, Walker, and Campbell, and go back and want to tell me that the groomsmen have chemistry together, you are full of it. I'm sorry. Like this whole, like the three groomsmen, their chemistry is amazing. No, it is not. This is amazing chemistry. We can't just say everyone's chemistry is amazing. It's fundamentally not true. Like their chemistry is passable for a movie direct to streaming. These three guys love each other. Like they don't look anything alike, and I buy them as brothers immediately. So yeah, there's some funny moments.
Do you know where you're putting this movie, Dan?
I have it right now at 5th.
Really?
And that is including some movies that we've not done episodes yet.
So you guys just both have it higher. I don't know why I have a hard time.
I'm toggling between 5th and 6th.
Because
He's got it 1. Where do you have it? You have it lower than 6.
I would rather watch Twas the Day Before Christmas over this, A Carol for Two over this, Jingle Bell Run over this, Christmas with the Sings over this, Santa Tell Me over this,
All right. Well,
5 Year Christmas Party over this. It's
So
and I just feel like all of those movies have such original ideas and like really interesting love stories, and I think that's the thing. Like when Hines, when they have the Taylor Caroline, when they go out on that date, when they're doing those things.
Come on.
So I think that's my thing. Is the love story is the most important thing in these movies, and whether or not so like I like the brothers, but I almost, to your point with a sitcom, I feel like it would work. It would take me out of it less because it's not what I'm expecting. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a hard time with it because I love the funny in this. I love these guys together. All
Maybe
of it.
we're just in the wrong mind. Like I don't know, man. It just seems crazy.
You should have watched it third today.
Well,
you watched it first.
I watched it first
You
because
you forgot.
yeah,
how great it is.
there was strategy in watching it first, and I'll tell you about it off air. But I will say this, Brand. I have 5 Year Christmas Party ahead of this. Jingle Bell Run, I was not nearly as high on as you. Those other two movies I have behind this, but I get your argument. I think Holiday Crashers and 'Twas the Date, and also our holiday story.
You have Santa. Where do you have Santa? Tell me.
Santa Tell Me is ahead of this movie.
Okay.
Christmas with the Sings is ahead of this movie.
Sure.
5 Year Christmas Party is ahead of this movie.
Sure.
A couple movies that we've not. Yeah, there's a couple others that like it's battling out for 6th right now. But our holiday story, Holiday Crashers, 'Twas the Date. You know, the enjoyment, Carol for Two. I don't think the enjoyment level here is necessarily higher than those 4 movies. So I just, you might be right. It might be lower than 6 for me. I like.
You said I'll pray about it too.
No, I don't. I can't. When he said it was 1, I was very surprised. But I also thought I was going to have it the lowest at 6th. But I'm looking at these movies and I think there's a case to be made that this movie, while I got some laughs, I didn't get as many laughs as I got from Erica Tuvley in a movie where he's not supposed to be funny all the time. That movie is not a movie where he's trying to go for the comedic fences in every scene, and he's still funnier in these guys.
Tough. You gotta admit it's a tough movie to rank. compared to
Not
the
for
other
him.
movie.
No, yeah, it is because if you think about it a lot, like you're
Because
comparing
even-
it to like original.
I think I gotta move this
But
down.
even like with Haul Out the Holly, where it is really swinging for the fences with the comedy, the romance between Wes and Lacey is still front and center of that movie.
Hall of the Holly is better than this movie.
For
Yeah.
sure. I'm just
Oh,
trying
I
to
mean,
compare
yeah,
it to
yeah.
some other sort of where the comedy is the most important thing. Like it's primarily like it's comedy first, which is the same I would think for this movie. It's comedy first. But the Hall at the Holly, like the romance between Wes and Lacey is so good. And I
Yeah.
think that's what what I was missing here is I almost want more of the
Which
of the high-
movie do you think is better?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Three Wiser Men or Hall of the Holly 2 lit up?
Oh man, probably Three Wiser Men.
Yeah,
than
me too.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too. Because that movie does something egregiously wrong.
I can see that.
and they're balancing four
Yeah.
storylines. Really,
Yeah, I
with
think
this.
the
It's a lot.
difference that like I don't care at all about Stefan and whatever her
Yeah.
name is. I
Yeah,
don't care
me
about them
either.
at all, and
Don't- I don't either.
I don't care about Andrew Walker's character and the I don't care about those.
Yeah.
But the love story between Taylor and Caroline in this
yeah.
movie was
The
great.
best, yeah.
They had great chemistry
Yes,
together. It was
definitely.
So I would have wanted more of that. But it's tough. All I say it's tough. It's tough as feels. Talk about feels. Let's talk about them. Brian?
Yeah, the humor obviously the joke between Paul and Kim about following up. They made a joke about
was
basically
classic meta joke,
Yeah,
yes,
and you could like when Paul answered it, you could almost see on his face. Like I wonder where they in the shooting process that scene was filmed because if that were at the end, I felt like I could see on his face like stress leaving when he said the line like it's
Yeah.
hard or something. It was just a really funny thing. That scene in the van actually really did work for me.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty well done. I thought it was a good conversation about. Just sort of, you can't compare how you're feeling to other people's progress or what you perceive as their progress. It's a good reminder. To follow up on the dancing thing, I think that them not having a new dance in this was sort of a statement like, we gave you a dance. We're going to do this dance a little bit for you. We're not doing another dance type of thing. Where I'm glad they didn't introduce
Yeah.
a new dance because it would have been a little
I would have
cheesy
liked
for
if
me.
they're going to rehash. I agree. That's a fair point. First of all, they do a little bit of it. They in that montage teaching the kids, and
Yep.
then they do it again at the end.
yeah.
And I hated that.
Yeah.
I would have rather seen another embarrassing tradition. So not
Other than a
necessarily a
dance.
dance. If we're
Yeah,
going to do this
sure.
thing where we just rehash the same movie and we just plug and play, which is what they're doing here. New van conversation, still in the van. Like, I would have rather seen another dumb tradition, like another outfit or meal, or they all have to like. I would have rather seen some sort of innovation
Yeah,
of
I
like
got you there.
instead of seeing the dance again. I think they had to. I think they kind of the dance became the viral
Yeah.
part of that movie that there's no way around. I mean, I was at Christmas Con when they were forced to do it on stage.
They've done
or
it on
whatever.
stage every time they're together. To their credit,
Yes,
they've leaned into it.
they are great about it. But it was, I mean, we did it for the decades
Yeah,
for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So
crying out loud.
yeah, I would have loved to see not that. I feel like it would have been a really easy thing to do is to make it a new thing and try something new. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? I found the Pictionary scene to be very funny, where they're so
Yeah,
bad at it, and
yeah.
then Pastor Roy comes up there and he crushes it
Yeah.
so easily.
Claus was great.
Great. I thought that scene was very funny, and we've already talked about the line when Tyler's like,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I got- yeah.
That where it was so funny. Funniest line of the movie for me.
That's
Dano?
mine too, because it's this like if you have a brother, the juxtaposition of being serious and sweet and tenderhearted with your brother and being super sarcastic or like, kind of like backhanded mean is just razor thin to non-existent. And I love the idea of him looking like, you want to be the grump. Here's the stuff. I believe in you. And then it's this thing where it's like it's actually not important. Like it's like
Exactly.
I didn't either. I didn't have the lines. Like, are you kidding me? It's for 5-year-olds. Like it's a perfect, and the way Tyler Huns delivers it, like
Yeah.
this super sincere, like I didn't either, was just exactly. That was like when my mom got really upset because my brother and I didn't want to exchange gifts because we were both young and very, very like poor. And so she was like, you guys need to give each other something. And so we gave each other a $20 bill. and like, that's the kind of thing that this movie, I think, does well.
And you've never spent that 20.
No,
have you?
no,
Yeah,
no.
I didn't think so.
What-
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
Yeah.
We'll come back. We'll get to the way, what, and the what, the Hallmark here on
Take the Hallmark.
Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you're doing well. We're back here
That went well.
on Deck the Hallmark. Hopefully you're watching us on Philo, philo.tv/DTH.
On
If
the
ever there
bus.
was a week to get it, it'd be this week. You
Yeah.
got 8 movies to watch between Wednesday and Sunday, and you
Big
can add
week.
them all to your DVR anytime you want to.
Brand, it's about to get stupid cold for Greenville.
Yes.
The city of Greenville
I
is
know.
not prepared for 5 straight days where the low is like near 20 degrees and it's late November, early December. But I'm pretty sure we're going to have that ice skate rink up and going.
It's up. It's up. It's rolling.
So, city of Greenville, if you were on the fence and you have a little bit of time after Thanksgiving and you're like, I don't know, like I want to go see this Hallmark town, blah, blah, blah. Come here when it's 25 degrees at night
yeah.
and 40 during the day and the sun's still shining. You can ice skate on Main Street.
Mm-hmm.
You can live your best Hallmark life for a weekend. It would be the weekend to do it.
And rumor has it might be some boys talking about the parade again this
rumor
year.
has it.
What?
Well, we'll see how
First
the
I hear
weather
about
holds
this.
up
It's
gonna be
before
cold.
we do this
It's
whole
on
thing.
December 7th.
It's going to be cold.
Yeah.
It's going to
Yeah.
be cold. Come on out.
Yes.
That's why we're here. Let's talk about the wait what's of this movie. What made us go wait what? Right.
Yeah, Taylor did his bro a solid there delivering the cookies to the school. But in my kid's school, you cannot bring homemade cookies into anything. You have to bring store-bought.
The weird part about that scene was them kind of making fun of peanut allergies.
Yeah, I didn't
For me,
appreciate that.
And I
first
like,
of all,
you like almost every elementary school you go in will tell you this is a peanut-free facility.
course.
Like, as much fun as it is for us that don't have the allergy.
yeah, I can't imagine how fun
to kind
that is.
of laugh at
Must
you
be
a
nice.
little bit. We would like. In reality, that's something that is taken very, very seriously.
Yeah, it's
And
dangerous.
and it doesn't come off like Tyler Hines doesn't know any better. It comes off like, gosh, these schools are
Yeah.
so like,
Yeah.
they coddle these kids.
Right.
And that was weird. That was a weird thing.
It was a weird little vibe there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that whole thing, the cookies was just a whole thing. I think they used the back of the firehouse as the school when they had that. They were shooting this firehouse. They shoot the exterior shot, and it was the back of the building. It had to have been the back of the building for the school. That was just really funny. The pastor not very understanding about the boys being upset, eh?
Yeah.
with him
No.
stomping all
No,
over
for
the
a
relationship.
pastor, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
really no patience, no time.
I got a lot of Pastor Roy stuff that
Yeah.
I'm like.
That's all I'll
kinda
say about
wonky.
him.
Yeah.
Balsam Hill shout out,
Yeah.
obviously
A
up
super
for
duper shout out.
product placement of the
No
week.
wonder we didn't
here.
get a
And now we
re-up
know-
on that
now we know where that
sponsorship.
money
no
went.
kidding. And then Tyler's thing about he wants to be a game designer. It's just like a little weak for me.
Super weak.
Like just sell out, take the deal,
Thank
or
you.
like or
Take
just
the hit.
You're
Or
not-
act hurt.
yeah.
You're not
Be
yeah.
committed.
It's
Uh,
like you're gonna have other ideas. Like just sell the idea.
But the idea, like, how is it going to sit with anyone lower middle class that the guy with a 7-figure
Yeah.
offer on the table is getting evicted? Are we supposed to feel bad for you? Like,
Yeah.
I like, as someone who co-owns some intellectual property and takes that very seriously, you can't possibly think I'm going to be sympathetic for you getting evicted from your office because you refuse to sell.
Parachute like that.
Yeah, get out of here, man. It's a video game. You got come
so
on.
precious. That was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
The last thing was just that tent where they were having a convo while little
Yeah.
Thomas is asleep was lit up with the brightness of 1,000 suns.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it was a torture chamber with the brightness level. That kid is not sleeping. That was it.
Shout out to the person who is evicting Taylor, though, for putting the eviction notice on very festive
Yeah,
paper.
you want people to feel like in the spirit when they get evicted.
And also,
you know?
I believe the eviction notice was posted inside of the elevator.
No, he got to his door.
He got to his
in
door.
Elevator, he got to his door.
Because
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't know if you could do that.
No,
I don't
you
know if you
can't.
could just be like, hey,
Hey, I know where you're going.
I know where you're
Super
going.
I would be, if I got an eviction letter and it was on festive paper, I would be like irrationally
it's
angry
like
at the
insult
fact.
to injury.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't need a reminder that it's the holiday season. I know.
Yeah, take that out of my rent.
And
bro.
it shows that you know. It shows that you know too.
right.
You
That's
know
right.
it's the holiday season. You're still evicting me.
Yeah.
It shows. Just, I mean, you know, I don't really understand, you know, fire codes and what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. But I have to imagine
gosh.
that having lit up garland on the side, draped on the side of a fire truck would be some sort of hazard
do it.
to them doing their job effectively, right?
Sure, it's got to get in the way.
It's
got
got to get in the way of something somewhere. And I've always been under the impression that every aspect of a fire truck was meticulously thought of and put together for the usage
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
its primary need to put out fire. And so when you have just draped loosey-goosey garland,
Loosey-goosey garland.
I want Christmas decorations anywhere and everywhere, but not at the risk of someone dying in a fire. And I just want to put that on the record. There's been a lot of people slandering me about that.
Some people say you prefer Christmas decorations over lives
I know,
saved.
yes. I know, but I just this was a good point for me to clear up the record there. I will take lives over garland. Dan?
Heard it here first.
The most unrealistic part of this movie is we're supposed to believe that Andrew Walker is struggling with being a dad, like his life's falling apart. Bro, you can see a vein in your arm through your shirt. You look better than you did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You're crushing it.
Yeah.
Stop acting like dad life has you got an hour for the gym every day.
At least.
Like, I'm not like, stop it. Stop it. If you want to pitch me that dad life has made things overwhelming, you have to start with your appearance.
Wouldn't that have been really funny if they gave him a gut? If like he's
Something-
walking
yes.
around.
I mean, the guy, he's always
so
looked
ridiculous.
good. He's shirtless in 2022. I guarantee if he was shirtless in this movie, it would have been a step up across the board.
It's too risque.
I mean,
He
it
looks
would be
good.
too much.
He
It
looks
would
too
the
good.
TVG
Yeah.
would have gone to TVPG, just like that. The
Worth
idea that dad life has really got him down. I know where you can get an hour a day, bro.
Yeah.
I know where you can get an hour a day. I guarantee you, if you're so overwhelmed right now with your dad life, because you could take a few plays off there. You could sit a few plays out. You're still going to look great. I got news for you. They call Pastor Roy at the school, they call him an honorary substitute. What does that mean? Like an
It means
honorary,
it just kind of comes in.
an honorary doctorate where you
Because
don't
of
really,
his-
you're not really a doctor, but you got the degree. Like, I've never heard that term ever. He doesn't actually sub. He's an honorary substitute.
I was an honorary teacher.
No, you were
so
technically a real teacher,
I
if you can
know.
believe it. I know it's hard to.
You called yourself an honorary
I called
teacher.
myself.
Yeah,
I
it'd probably
couldn't.
be safer
I couldn't
from a
in
legal
good. I
perspective.
couldn't in good faith put me in
Yeah.
the same category as real teachers.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll be your honorary teacher today and for the rest of the year.
They kind of the scene with the auction and the fire truck with the garland on it. Is that the garage? Is that the garage?
I think it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, earlier in the movie, they have like 6 10 feet tall Christmas trees all around the fire trucks. And you're like,
Yep.
I don't know a lot about being a fireman, but I know that you can't possibly like having like a clean space to where you can get from where you are to the truck and out the door as quick as possible is kind of like number one,
Get an
right?
alarm. Unplug those trees.
Like,
Get them out of the way.
I would
real
even
quick.
put it ahead of like an emergency room. Not that we're going to talk about that this weekend, but like I would put it like you want to be able to get there right like as quick as possible. So we see those all up early, and then there's another scene in the garage. There's no there's no Christmas trees anywhere, and then at the auction they're all back. And so I don't know if it's 2 rooms but there's a fire truck in there, and so there was no like consistency with that at all. What was the other one? Oh yeah, the fact that the boy's mom in this movie is gone the whole movie is absurd. I know that she's out of town on something, but it reminded me a lot of Aaron Krakow when Calls the Heart. Like she's just never around baby Jack, and it's like we just like the whole plot of this first movie. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that this woman like is struggling to make sure she provides and like she's not sure she's capable of being a mother. Like I would have loved to see like how that is like.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
I didn't even think of that.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
It's crazy that this movie isn't about this kid at all. I think maybe that's my issue.
What kid?
Yeah, exactly. I thought there was going to be some
boy in question.
shenanigans with the kid, like some stuff where the kid they've got to go do this thing, and like whatever it may be. I'm thinking of like the Friends episode where they lose the baby or whatever, like stuff like that. I think would be really funny. And this movie is they don't as much attention is paid to this child that's dropped off at the fire station in the first movie. It's like, oh, we got to deal with this kid in this movie. It's very much not that at all. And Roy decides he's just going to hug a woman without asking her. He literally attack hugs her. All right, Roy.
It wasn't an honorary attack.
It was an honorary attack. It was a real attack hug. That was pretty weird.
He's an honorary weirdo.
He was an honorary weirdo. Yeah. That's it.
It's time for What the Hallmark is. Where do you wonder what could have been? Maybe have get some clarity. Any questions that we still have? What are we still wondering about? That's what this segment's for. Brian,
Yeah.
what are you still wondering about?
Was Taylor, I guess, carrying a guitar case at
He
the beginning?
was.
Okay. Was there a guitar? Did we see what, Aaron? What do you got?
It's his tailored neon sign.
Oh,
really?
He
He
keeps
carries
it
it
in
around
that
because he
sign.
sets it up at the
Yeah.
coffee shop for meetings.
That was my question was, so I'll just piggyback back here.
Please.
My thing was he was doing that before he got evicted. That's what I don't understand. He's carrying that up
He's
the
going
stairs.
to the coffee shop every
Yeah,
and
day.
because he's using a table at the coffee shop as his office.
But
So he sets it up behind
yeah,
him. 'cause
I
we-
understand that
yeah.
from the Zoom meeting. What I'm saying is that he didn't know he was evicted. He's carrying that sign up to his office. He thinks he still has an office.
So
Up
he
to
was
his
using a coffee
apartment.
No,
shop.
it's up to
but
his apartment.
He got evicted from his apartment?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why he wants to live with mom for a couple
Oh
weeks.
my gosh. So he doesn't have an office. He got evicted from his apartment.
Yeah.
Apartment.
Bran and I asked Bran, and then I got
Sorry.
no. I got
gave you faulty
sidetracked.
information.
No, I think you were right. I thought that it was his office. My bad. He got evicted from his apartment.
Right.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
He never had an office. He was using the
Correct.
coffee shop.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. We're
Okay,
good.
so he had a sign in there. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
No, I knew that was in there. I just thought it was crazy he was doing it before he got evicted.
right.
But why wouldn't he use his apartment? He could just use his green screen.
What
in his
apartment?
But what if his apartment is like the apartment from A Carol for Two, where there's just no space?
It doesn't matter.
I
He
feel
should
like
just work
there's
out of his
as much
apartment.
space as there is in the coffee shop. He
Yeah.
should have used his apartment. then.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right.
Should you call
The perks of
Tyler
having
Taylor right now
a
and ask him?
I
seven-figure
should.
deal on the table, I guess.
7-figure
is
deal.
whatever,
Yeah.
you
Just
know.
no. Yeah.
I would like. I don't know what they're gonna do for a third. To your point, they could do a third.
Yep.
I think they have an interesting through line here with the boy getting older. This was 5 years after the first one, and so if they're gonna do that, it creates some different challenges.
Can I tell you this?
Go
I just
ahead.
thought of this. I like to live in a world where these three dudes are still doing this in 10 years and they're all in their 50s. And there's a new group of Hallmark actors who have taken over the mantle of what these guys are now, but they still show up for these movies occasionally. Maybe they're still leads in these movies. And then we get another one of these in 10 years where the kid's graduating high school. And I love that.
Take 10 years off?
I
real
love.
quick?
No, I'm not saying take 10 years off like that. I'm saying that I think the combination of sentimentality and humor might ripen perfectly with these guys at 50, 52, 3 years old, and the kid at 18. I think that's a fun time. But maybe that's just me.
We'll see. But also, give me a sitcom. Give me a sitcom on Hallmark Plus. You won't.
On
You're
a
scared.
Thursday, every Thursday?
Every
Kidding me right now?
Thursday. Every Thursday. I love
I
it.
got nothing else coming out.
I
then.
love it. Anything else, Dana?
Thursday's wide open.
We did, everybody. Congratulations to us. We'll be back tomorrow with Dan. You alluded to it, but Christmas on Call.
Christmas on Call. That's
We're
right.
talking
Shout
about
out.
that tomorrow. And, kids, if you're listening and you're still on the bus, it's a long drive.
It's a long drive on the
and I
bus.
apologize.
Maybe your last stop.
But we're still putting out an episode tomorrow, whether you're on the bus or not. So
Find a bus.
Tune in. Find a bus.
Find a bus.
Find a bus.
Find a buddy.
And give us a listen. All right, we'll be back tomorrow with that
We've
one.
got a double decker of the week.
I forgot it's Tuesday.
It's BramblejamPlus.com.
Yes.
We go to the double decker tier or higher, and we shout one out a week,
One a
Bran.
week.
And this week's double decker of the week is Lindsay Runge. Lindsay Runge.
Yeah, Lindsay did some research on Lindsay. Obviously, found a little. Lindsay, a bit of a prankster, is what I found. Likes the pranks, likes the
love it.
jokes. Sort of discovered an untapped market, I guess.
How
for
so?
Pranks?
For pranks, yeah.
Oh,
Interesting.
So I really feel like the camping industry could be disrupted with some prank materials.
The camping industry?
yeah,
Me and my
like
friends were
camping
just talking
gear.
about
You
this.
So
were?
when
We
you
were just
people are
talking about
camping, that's when you want to prank them. For
That's-
sure,
I
nothing could go wrong
I was
there.
thinking about how we have figured out how to prank everybody in every circumstance except for campers.
Right.
So
This is So you guys
She's
are
right
on the
on
same.
cue.
Maybe you could get in.
I'm in.
while they're-
I'm listening.
So things like
the campers
uh,
have it coming.
They do. That's the thing. Some people they camp too hard, and you
camp
gotta
too
When you
kinda
hard.
say,
bring them
are
back
you talking
down.
about like summer camps with all the kids show
No,
up? Or are you
like
talking about camping, like going to a
camping,
campground?
like camp
yes,
equipment,
yes, I
gear.
got you.
No,
summer-
Like
summer-
REI.
Like for
Yeah.
example, one of the it's not like a subscription, but it's like things you can order either all together or separately, like a poncho. You use a poncho camping, but her poncho, it has no opening, so it's more like a punch no. So you can't put it on; it doesn't open.
Okay. What
Prank,
else?
Gotcha.
What else has she
We
got?
She also has the dud flares. They don't really shoot.
That seems actually problematic.
They're
You're gonna get somebody killed.
flares for the anticlimactic is what we call those
Oh,
ones.
no,
They don't do
man.
anything. So if you're in
Flares
trouble
for
on the
the
mountaintop and you're
anticlimactic.
shooting a flare, joke's on you.
What else you got?
Anything
for,
else?
I mean, this
The
is
last
really
one,
dark.
The last
This is
one.
the flagship product, the one she's probably
This is actually
Yeah.
launched in the business.
Yeah,
with this
exactly,
one.
and probably what the business will be named after. It's called Bend But Don't Stake, and it's just tent stakes that
That
you
bend-
gotta hammer those bad boys in the ground, and they just keep flopping around. They don't go anywhere. So, I really think she's gonna do great,
funny.
especially this holiday season.
I don't know if Lindsay, like, I think Lindsay seems like she's really smart, like tip of the spear. But I also think that maybe doing things like this where people are, it's survival.
Well, I'm sure you would have to.
Survival, we're talking about, right?
You'd have to like probably sign a waiver, like trick somebody into signing a waiver.
Yeah, like
a
a fake
to
waiver.
them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
Like,
know what
hey,
you're
sign
getting
this card
into.
for Josephine.
Yeah, and
it's
it's
actually
sign this card for Josephine.
it's actually clearance for me giving you Ben but no steak.
Bend But Don't Stake. Your
Bend But Don't Stake.
responsibility.
Yeah, I can't get in trouble for this.
Of the three, I think the bend but don't stake is just like more annoying. The other one, like you're gonna get. I mean, like pouring rain, you go for
need
your
a-
poncho, it's a punch no.
Right.
That's trouble.
I mean, you could still
You're stuck on the mountain.
Although
like,
punch, no, you could die.
freaking
Like because if you get
127
plastic all
hours,
over
and you have one flare
Yeah.
gun, and it's just a dud flare.
if you
for
get
the
plastic on your head, they say don't put a bag over
That's
your
right.
head.
That's right. Very dangerous. And the flare, though, if you're in a situation where you need
So
a
is
flare, isn't that like your own?
That's the worst. That's the worst. You shoot the flare, and it's like got him. What is it like? A little flag
little
come
flag
out?
pops like gotcha. I think,
Yeah.
it's
Your
the-
buddy is gonna like you're gonna
Are
forget.
you
that
sure
gave
this
it to
isn't the
your-
company that works Acme for Wile E. Coyote? Is that not this
I
company?
think it might have been where Lindsay got the
Yeah.
idea.
Uh-huh.
But
That's
you
good.
know, we'll see where it
The
goes.
campers have it coming.
They
though.
do.
Yeah,
They've
they
had
do.
it
I've
good
been
for all
saying
too
that
long.
for years.
They know what they
When are
did.
the campers going to get what's due them?
It's now. The time is now.
You guys said it. We'll be back tomorrow with another one. Until then, maybe the first to wish you
Merry Christmas!
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.